This week on Stacey on Sports, the NBA is back, fellas. 2025-26 season. It's going to be an exciting one. Welcome back to a brand new episode. I am your host, Stacey Carter II, joined by always Matt Huff, the Super Nuggets fan over there, and Noah Rudy. Fellas, how y'all feeling? Basketball, NBA, round the corner. How we feeling?
Feeling stoked. It's been too long. Ready for it to off.
Oh yeah, waiting for the new season, man. Can't wait to see what teams merge.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a great season. And then also, don't forget y'all, NBA on NBC is back. I can't wait to see how all that ties in, all that production and everything. But we got plenty to talk about. I got two segments for these guys, a little fun segment. Got top 10 rankings, got MVP watch, etc. But first, let's just always talk about the storylines, stuff that we looking forward to unfolding during the season. There's plenty going across the league as far as player teams, development, etc. So let us begin, shall we? Noah, what are you looking forward to this season? What you got your eyes on?
What storyline I got my eyes on the most is probably what a lot of LA fans have their eyes on the most is this LeBron's farewell era storyline going in this season. Man, is this going to be the last for Raw season for LeBron, or is he going to add another one to it? We'll never we shall see. I feel like the historic player LeBron is to the whole game of basketball is bound to be known for what it's going to end with, especially with the new team the Lakers have built around with Luca and according to him. And yeah, I think that's the big story that I got my eyes on the most, seeing how LeBron finishes his Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, if this is indeed the end of the line for LeBron, it'll be interesting to see how the Lakers will go out. Right now, I'm getting the vibe that they are transitioning to Luca as far as being their leader, their franchise player going forward. So it's gonna be quite a season for the Lakers. Matt, besides your Denver Nuggets, of course, trying to bounce back and get back to the championship picture. Nice jersey. What you looking forward to this season?
So I'm looking forward to seeing how the San Antonio Spurs look and seeing if Victor Wembanyama comes back healthy. He had a very busy offseason. He went and trained with monks. He trained with Kevin Garnett. He seems to be on the verge of he's doing all the right stuff. Like we've already seen what his potential is. He's got all the makings of eventually becoming the greatest player in the world. So I'm really curious to see if he can make that next step this season and like catapult the Spurs into legitimate title contention.
I'm glad that first of all, those are great points, but I'm also glad that I write down 2 or 3 points because that was one of mine, Matt, about the San Antonio Spurs. They are a very interesting tale, but mine is the New York Knicks. No excuses. No excuses. Coming back, same roster, MVP candidate in Jalen Brunson, new head coach who been there, done that, as far as playoff success, Mike Brown. The East, we already know the top teams are banged up or they're down right now. Their stock is down. They have a clear shot. This is like the clearest shot for them to reach the NBA Finals. Now, regular season record, not too much worry about it. I feel like it's going to be a 50-win team. But when it comes to late March, April, this team got to be locked and loaded. They got to be ready. They got to be healthy, of course, because I see this team going through the East and going to the finals. And I don't think nobody really can stand in their way because they just down too much. They just down important pieces. Like we already know, Jason Tatum down, Tyrese Halliburton down. The Bucks just lost Damian Lillard. Now there's rumors going around that Giannis is not necessarily too happy with the Bucks. Who's in your way? The Cavaliers. Do we trust them? I don't know. Come on, Knicks. Come on, Knicks. It's about that time. It's about that time. Any comments on the New York Knicks?
Yeah, I think Madison Square Garden might see a conference banner soon. Having all of that goes well. Yeah, I agree with you, Stacey, in the fact that this is probably the best shot that they're going to have as far as their window being open.
Yeah, I agree for the most part. I feel like this is their best chance. Now, I do think the Cavaliers might be underrated a little bit because they did make some offseason additions. But again, they're that great regular season team, and they always seem to choke in the playoffs when it matters the most. So we'll kind of see on that front. But yeah, that for the New York Knicks, especially with the in the state the East is in right now, there's no excuse. Although Michael Malone was right there for head coaching, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, yeah, he was. And then, of course, I mean the Knicks, they gonna get some pushback from some teams. Like we seen at least in the regular season last year that the Detroit Pistons match up with them pretty well. They couldn't hang with them playoffs because one team had Jalen Brunson, the other team doesn't, and also the one team had experience, the other team didn't. But other than that, man, like Knicks, Knicks, don't blow it, don't blow it, don't hit up, please don't. All right, let's move. Cause we already know the Knicks, just they'll find
They
ways
are
to
due.
cover.
I will say I probably if there's any team that has the most pressure going in this year, it's probably them.
Really?
I probably at least one of the top 3.
Well, you have a top three. I think. Oh, I'm gonna spin off there. I think the Rockets have the most pressure.
That's another one I included. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah, I think they do. Do
Mhm.
you agree with that, Matt? Do you think the Knicks has the most pressure this year, or the Rockets, or who you have in mind?
I would say probably the Rockets because when you
Mm.
go out and make a trade for a player like Kevin Durant, you're making a statement that you think you can win a title that next coming season. I think the Knicks are certainly in the mix for having the most pressure, but they haven't really made that blockbuster trade yet. I mean, yeah, they did trade for like Mikal Bridges and Carl Anthony Towns, but they haven't really made the Giannis move or the KD move yet. And you still got you did go out and get Jalen Brunson a few years back and kind of groomed him to be your go-to player. So, like, the Knicks have kind of grown their team more naturally as opposed to Houston, where it was like it felt like a sudden move. So I'd say the Rockets probably have the most pressure.
Yeah, 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 for sure. They amongst the top. Now let's quickly wipe off our top 10 teams going into the season. I guess our preseason ranking, power ranking, and I'm gonna go ahead and start this off. I'm gonna go from 10 to 1. At 10, I got the Dallas Mavericks. 9, I have the Golden State Warriors. 8, Clippers. 7, Lakers. 6, Cavaliers. 5, Timberwolves. 4, Nuggets. 3, the New York Knicks. 2, Houston Rockets. And at 1, of course, the defending champs, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I still think the Thunder is almost an outright favorites to repeat as champions. They essentially brought back everybody. Everybody's back. Their big three is under new contracts. Going down to the Timberwolves, um, is about that pressure is starting to pile up. We talking about Anthony Edwards, a player who can take over the league, who can average 30 points per game this season in its totality. If you want to be a superstar, knock you gotta knock on those big dogs. You gotta knock them down and gotta get through. Even we know the West is tough, but if you want to be in the upper echelon, you gotta make those waves. And then, of course, the Warriors are a veteran laden team. I know they got to figure out Jonathan Kaminga, that whole situation. But when you have a healthy Steph, you have Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy, or he's supposed to be, you always gonna have a chance. And then, at 10, I was struggling to put somebody there, but I put the Mavericks there just because they have the veteran presence. And I'm just imagining a healthy AD, a healthy Kyrie Irving, and a Cooper Flag who at least this season can show some flashes of brilliance. So that's my top 10 right there, real quick. Noah, who's your top 10 going into the start of the season?
Great top 10 there, Stacey. Good picks there.
Thank
I'm gonna go start my top 10 with 10 being the Orlando Magic. And then 9, I got the Warriors, same as you, Stacey. These next couple are I agree with you here, Stacey, with Clippers being at 8, Lakers being at 7. 6, I got the Cavs as well. 5, I got the Wolves. 4, I got the Houston Rockets. And then 3, I got the Nugs as well there. 2, I got the Knicks, and then 1 Thunder. Um, I'll start from the bottom to the top. Magic is one of those teams. I was thinking about the Mavs and Magic with this one too, so I had to throw it in there just for diversity. But for the most part, Magic. I mean, that's a team that has great defense. Just needs more consistent shooting on offense. If they complete that, I think they could be like top 7, maybe top 6 if they really get that down. Golden State Warriors, like you said, Steph's window's closing. He's still amongst the greatest though, with Jimmy Butler on the team. I think they still got a decent squad there. Scrappy, pride-driven season right there, probably on the map for the Warriors. Clippers and Lakers, both got capable star power on that team. A lot of veteran presence, which is helpful for playoffs. Clippers with a healthy Kawhi and James Harden. It's hard to beat still, but yeah. Lakers, they got the engine with Luca driving it, so we'll see how they go ahead and steer their season with leaning him or on him. The Cavs, yeah, like you said, regular season merchant. Um, number five, I had the Rockets there. Like the KD project is going to be a big storyline that a lot of people are going to keep their eyes on. So that's going to be remain to be seen with the Wolves. Ant's team with the Wolves is definitely a force to be reckoned with. I still need to see to believe what they can do regarding playoffs, but if they're healthy, watch out. Three Nuggets. Still a great team, elite team with Jokic leading the pack. Losing depth there kind of hurts them a bit, but there's still a great chance they'll go far, especially if Jamal Murray stays healthy. Two with the Knicks, like we said, no excuses. This is their biggest chance I think we see in the last few seasons that they have, given they're all healthy. And then the Thunder, of course, reigning champs.
All right, pretty nice top 10. Like you were saying, I was tussling between the Mavericks, the Magic, and I even had the Pistons swirling
Mm,
around in there. Yeah,
okay.
because I really like the Pistons team. I really like their direction. They finally got some stability going forward. But pretty good top 10 or pretty good. Matt, who's in your top 10 to start the season? NBA power rankings.
All right, at number 10, I've got the Los Angeles Lakers. 9, I've got the Boston Celtics. I still think you can't count them out with
Oh,
yeah, I think Joe Mazzulla is one of the best head coaches. He'll get the most out of his core without Jason Tatum. Number 8, I got the Indiana Pacers. I
whoa.
gotta throw my Eastern
Wow.
Conference boys. I was riding for it all playoffs last year. I think
You
Rick
were.
Carlisle's kinda in that same mold. He gets the most out of his players, even with injury. It sucks losing Tyrese Halliburton for the whole year, but you still got Pascal Siakam there. I think you're going to see some of that young talent make the next step in their development this season. Number 7, I got the Orlando Magic. I think this is the year for them to kind of take advantage of kind of a weekend Eastern Conference. And not to mention, they brought in some offensive firepower, which has been their Achilles heel the last 2 seasons. Number 6, I got the Minnesota Timberwolves, back-to-back conference finals appearances. I think Anthony Edwards is just gonna keep getting better. However, I'm gonna be curious to see if they can get over that hump. Number 5, I got the Houston Rockets. I mean, I know everyone's excited about the KD experiment, but, and I know we're gonna probably talk about it later. We'll see if it actually works and yields the results that fans are hoping for. Number 4, I got the Cleveland Cavaliers. In the regular season, they're just monsters, especially in Eastern Conference with Donovan Mitchell leading the way. Maybe this is the year now that because they, you know, brought in some extra depth this offseason. Maybe this is the year they finally make a deep playoff run. Number 3, I got the New York Knicks. Like you guys pretty much already covered it with the Knicks, so I won't, cover too much on them. 2, I got my Denver Nuggets. Yep, I am the resident Nuggets fan here, but listen, outside of the Indiana Pacers, Denver came closest to knocking off the defending champions last year in a 7-game series, and we even had a couple opportunities to potentially win that series. And of course, number 1, I got the Oklahoma City Thunder. They looked so dominant last year, and when you win the title, you're almost like reserved for that number 1 ranking going into the season.
All right, so two things, Matt. One, I feel what you're saying about the Pacers and the Celtics. Heck, they got coaching there. You got great who you can look at as bona fide number two options, but can be a full number one option. Jalen Brown, Pascal Siakam. But I just think not only they lost like their main guys, both teams, but those are their spirit guys too. Like
Yeah.
they drive off those guys' success, and then also the Pacers don't have Miles Turner either. So man, it's kind of hard, but I get what you're saying though. Like, yeah, you can't count them out completely because they've been there, done that. And then I didn't hear you put the Clippers in your top 2. Did you omit them?
I
Why?
I
did.
noticed that too.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's going on with that?
other than them being the retirement home of the NBA, I didn't like, listen, I'm worried about, like, the distractions, like, especially with the Kawhi, Steve Ballmer situation, it's just like, I don't care, I mean, that that's a lot of distractions and a lot of storylines going into a new season, so that worries me a bit. I mean, I do like them bringing back Chris Paul, but at the same time, it's like, then you also brought in Bradley Beal. At what point is it kinda too many cooks in the kitchen, if you know what I mean? I just like, I just feel like they just don't move me as much as they move other people. So like, if I'd have them maybe in my top 15, but
Mm.
I just can't
Hmm.
put them in top 10 right now.
Yeah, I would say they saving grace is Tyronn Lue with the X's and O's. Like too many cooks in the kitchen, I do get that, but when you have a good head coach, then he can kind of negate that a little bit. But
Yeah,
yeah, I feel what you're saying. Clippers gonna clip.
clip exactly.
They gonna clip. They gonna do what they do. But it's always a surprising trade with a superstar player that gets moved near or at the deadline. So what is that one player y'all looking out for this season to be traded at the deadline? Noah, who is that guy?
LaMelo Ball.
Ah, I knew it. I knew you was gonna say that.
Yeah, no, I see. I mean, the Hornets are like right in a rebuilds like scenario, and depending on like how their season goes this year, if nothing works out and they get a bunch of offers saying, "Hey, we'll give you so and so for this amount of picks and this much money, we'll pay for his contract," yada yada yada. Who's to say they won't pull the trigger on some of those offers, right? So that's just one. That's one player I see getting dealt somewhere to a better spot, if anything.
Yeah, yeah, I could kind of see it, but it remains to be seen because the Hornets they operate weird. So
They
we'll
do.
see. Matt, they do. Matt, who is that one guy you see getting traded?
So it's funny. That was actually who I had written down as one of my candidates as well. I actually just wrote Charlotte Hornets preview for the Sports Daily yesterday. I kind of elaborated on whether he'll get traded or not. So I'll go with a different candidate. This one's probably pretty obvious, but I'm not going to say who I think he's going to get traded to yet because I'm going to say that for a different segment. But I think Giannis is eventually going to get traded. I feel like the writing's on the wall on the at this point. There's been too much smoke to the fire to the head when it comes to the rumors and headlines. At some point, I mean, I think if you're Milwaukee, especially say it's a season, you're struggling to even stay afloat in a weekend Eastern Conference. At some point, you just got to pull the trigger and just rip off the band-aid. So I think Giannis is going
Man,
to probably get traded this year.
that's like something I can't imagine. But then again, we saw Luca get traded.
That's true.
So
Yeah, I was just
yeah,
thinking that.
yeah, man.
If that
One play.
happens,
Go
if
ahead.
that happens, that'll probably be like the biggest like headline trade wise that year.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, man. He go for. I don't know what you give up for Giannis. Like it's like
Yeah,
anything too short.
it's
So
like your
like,
next few
yeah,
years worth of something.
yeah,
I
might
mean,
give us some ownership of the team to Giannis or something.
That ass.
uh, you better sign all of his brothers. Do your bench.
Right? Or they in package deal. They are a package deal. The one player that I got my eyes on for a trade deadline, I don't think nobody does because maybe people don't imagine him getting traded. But I'm just wondering is Demontis Sabonis with the Sacramento Kings. I mean, they let go of De'Aaron Fox, and I was very surprised by that. I think Sabonis is he probably be on because we already know the Kings gonna king. They gonna find a way to screw everything up like they have been. And if they just off to a bad start, I could see them moving on from Sabonis. I could see teams getting on the phone, championship contending teams, and seeing what's up with that. Cause he just too damn good of a player to be trapped in what's lower than mediocrity. Just just awfulness. Just awful. So I got my eyes on Sabonis.
Side note: Sacramento might be fun to watch for all the wrong reasons because apparently they're going to bring in Russell Westbrook too. That just
Nah, here he
Yeah,
go.
I just saw that today. Yeah.
Yeah, here he go. I wonder why Matt has distaste for Russell Westbrook. I wonder why. Hmm.
d- don't act like you don't either. Like,
Hey.
Hey, I
listen,
respect Russ, but
I do
man,
too. It's,
just to
man,
see him with the Kings, just, oh
Oh,
yeah.
doesn't
things
sit
we
right with
never
me.
thought we'd see 10 years ago.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
right, man. But hey, we'll keep our eyes on trade deadline. Of course, always hits in February. All right, far as MVP, of course, we already have the names that's going to be out there year in and year out. Jokic. We always try to put Luke in there, even though the league takes him away. Shea is the reigning MVP right now, but who will be in the running this time? What's kind of like a new name that we haven't really put there in the MVP talk that we can see it. We can see it coming. Noah, who you got?
If all else goes well for this team, I'm not saying it will, but if they do go far, you got to put Donovan Mitchell up there, right? Like, if the Cavs go far and like prove us all wrong, like we just talked to them about, like being a regular season merchant, like they actually do that, like that could be a good one right there for Donovan.
You know what? I was actually thinking Donovan Mitchell. Like I wasn't really that comfortable putting him in there, but
Hmm,
I could see it. Like especially if the Cavaliers, if they finish the top of the league, like number one record wise.
that's what I'm
Donovan
saying. Yeah,
Mitchell, yeah, he put up
yeah.
stats that we know him put. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Matt, who's on your MVP watch?
So yeah, I'm glad you brought up Mitchell too because I kind of had him on my bubble too, but I didn't really want to
Oh,
be the first to say it in case. But I got Anthony Edwards. I feel like,
Mm,
he is kind of the Minnesota Timberwolves if you think about it. And I feel like if they like finish with a top 3 seed and if they like go all the way to the conference finals yet again, I almost, let's say he averages like 25, 6 and 7 on, remarkable three-point shooting. I don't see how you don't have him in the conversation. And I feel like the last few years, he's always been on like the cusp of being in that top 5 conversation when it comes to MVP voting. But I feel like this year he might really, he's already in his prime, but I feel like this year it's kind of a make or break in a way for him and the Timberwolves. So I could see Anthony Edwards being in that mix this season.
yeah, for sure. I had him in the mix last season just because for all the reasons you were saying, man, like I saw it coming and he kind of fell short of MVP status. Not him playing well or not, just like far as like MVP, like he just didn't break through. So this could be the season. My name, and it kind of goes to like what Noah was saying about Donovan Mitchell, depending on the team's success where they finish. Remember when Russell Westbrook won the MVP, his team finished as a sixth seed. So if this team finished like that in the Western Conference, I could see him getting MVP. That's Wimby. Wimby. I know it's still young in his career. This is only his third season, but you could just see the greatness. You could just see him putting in that work. Like Matt, like you were saying earlier this episode, him working with Monks, working with Kevin Garnett, like you could
He was
just
on my list
see,
too.
yeah, you could just see like he's ready to take over. And everybody's anticipating it. Just imagine him putting up a double double, 4 blocks a game, shooting 52% from the floor, improving on his 3-point shot, man. And we already know the Spurs got a pretty damn good roster. They just need to put it together. Got a lot of young pieces. Just need to figure that out. Cause I mean, we have back to back no first top 3 picks, Stephon Castle, and this year you got Dylan Harper. Like that's kind of like, eh. But if they like figure that out and and Wimby does what he does, I could see him being like at least top 3 in MVP voting.
He'll be in MVP talks in like a few years.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I could see it starting next year, man. Just because he got it.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good race, but I feel like everybody's gonna do all this, and at the end of the day, Jokic is gonna win MVP again.
Matt's like, can't complain there.
Reminds me, I better go throw a 20 down on it real right now.
Yeah, but I feel like if everybody gets together, I think the general consensus would be Shea would be like everybody's like top choice for MVP, him going back to back. But I mean, we'll see about that. But real quick, rapid fire questions. I got random questions for these guys. They don't know. I didn't prepare them. Let's see if they could come up with an answer real quick. Fellas, you ready?
Sir.
All right, let's do it. All right. Which team without their superstar will make the playoffs or more than likely make the playoffs? The Pacers without Halliburton or the Celtics without Jason Tatum?
Celtics.
Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with the Celtics. Because Pacers just their offense, like, it don't look good on paper without Halliburton on there.
There's more depth in Boston, I feel like, especially with both sides, like offense and defense.
Mm.
And I feel like Derek White might have a legitimate case to make his first All-Star team this year because he's going to have
Ooh.
more opportunities.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that either. All right. Next up, two players last year finished with at least 30 points per game. Over or under this season? Yeah, I think it was. I know one was Giannis for sure. I think Shea was the other. Which player? I mean, not which player. Over or under? Matt, you're the better man. Over or under 4 players finishing with at least 30 points per game this season.
I'm saying the under.
Like 3.
Like 3 or maybe 2. I think it's still such a high benchmark to still hit in today's league.
Yeah, I agree with that. Noah, what you think?
You said the over under was 4 players?
4. Yeah.
Oh, I'll take under too.
Yeah, I can see
You?
3.
Yeah, I see
I-
3 too. I can see
I-
3.
Yeah, I thought last year was gonna be 4. To be honest, I had a couple players finishing with 30, but they didn't. They fell short. All right, number 3, Cooper Flag is the top rookie. Cooper Flag, the number 1 overall pick with the Dallas Mavericks. Is he a lock for Rookie of the Year? Yes or no?
I'll say yes.
Really? No competition.
I think there'll be some competition. I just think they won't keep up with his pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with the injuries to Dallas at the beginning of the season, he's going to have plenty of opportunities to show his value, and I think as a result, it'll help him establish an early lead in the Rookie of the Year race.
I got one name and one name for y'all. You can laugh if you want to. Ace Bailey.
I was actually thinking about Ace Bailey too. I
Don't forget about Ace Bailey.
just don't know what to expect from the Jazz is all.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's true.
So
Yes.
it's a good pull though.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like people. I feel like he's like a punchline. Like people like to make fun of him because he has his own way of thinking. But hey, man, he can ball.
Those few stints he had in summer league, he was balling. So yeah, I
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah,
All right,
not bad.
good. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what goes on. All right, to end off the episode, of course, I gotta push the limit here. I gotta get y'all a bold prediction for the season. Something that y'all think is gonna happen that people might think like, "Hey, what is this guy talking about?" I got one for y'all. We already know the East is kind of down. There's this one team that I've been looking at 4 years to climb up there and stop wasting their superstar play and their superstar talent and do it and go for it. And that team is the Atlanta Hawks. They will finish
Nick.
top 4 in the East next season.
Oh, this is Trey Young's year.
Mhm.
I like it.
About damn
Hey,
time.
they had a great offseason if you look at some of their additions.
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
Trey deserves it, man. I hope that happens actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if it don't happen, I don't know. What do you do? What do you do at that point? Are you just like just have Trey around as a main attraction just to sell tickets because you're not going anywhere?
Pretty much, yeah.
Hey Matt, what's your bold prediction for the season?
All right, so I got one, and usually, like Stacey, you ask us this kind of question every year, and last few years, you can go back and check the tape. I've been dead on with it each time. But I have a certain team who I think is going to make the playoffs that has been kind of rebuilding for years. And with the state of the Eastern Conference right now, I have the Toronto Raptors making the playoffs via the play-in.
Hey,
Ooh.
I think
hey.
Scotty Barnes is one of the more, underrated up and coming stars in this league. If he comes back healthy, we're going to see why he's a one-time All-Star already. Brandon Ingram is there to add some scoring, take some pressure off of Barnes, and plus that supporting cast, they're if you watch them play, they're extremely scrappy. Like even like some of the games I watched with them where they lost last year, like they were not their opponents did not win easily. They had to fight for it. So I think this is the year the Raptors can finally get back into the playoff picture.
Yeah, then they have like RJ Barrett on their team, Grady Dick on their team, who was a good shooter last year. I can see it too. I can see it too. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Noah. All right, Noah, you can't duck us for long.
Yeah,
What
I'm ready. I'm
you,
ready.
what you got?
Yeah, I just need a little bit more time to think about this one because there were so many I was choosing them. But I like this one I got here, guys. I got the Cavs last. If these two teams, the Cavs and the Rockets, both make playoffs, I think the Cavs will last longer than the Rockets in the playoffs.
Oh, wait.
I think
You
the
got the
KD
Rockets.
experience. Yeah,
You got the
I
Rockets
got
falling short of the Western Conference
yeah.
Finals.
I got the Cavs last longer than the Rockets at the very least. Doesn't matter if they beat them or not, or get beaten by someone else, as long as they last longer than them. I got the KD experiment will get totally aborted, man. I think whoever they got in playoffs, man, is gonna have a game plan against them to stop them or upset them. I think that everyone who's playing the Rockets is out for blood, but I think the Cavs also got with Mitchell and Mobley like fully synced up together. I think that um, since it's just finals or bust for that team, I feel like that's gonna motivate them more to lock in playoffs, especially and go forward.
Mm. So if the Cavs and the Rockets make it to NBA Finals, you automatically have the Cavs winning.
Oh yeah, I got
Yeah.
Cavs.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes,
Wow.
sir. Yes, sir.
That very well could be potential finals too, if you look at like
Yeah.
betting odds and whatnot right now.
Could be. Imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see. Those are just definitely to tie it all back together. Those two teams are definitely under immense pressure this year
for
to make.
sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This was the end of this week on Stacey on Sports. We just did our 2025-26 NBA season preview. Once again, I am Stacey Carter second, joined by Matt Huff, Noah Urudia. Follow us everywhere on social media at Stacey on Sports. Go to our podcast side of things where we take a deeper dive into the conferences, Eastern and Western, in the NBA as far as our previews. But until next time, take it easy. Check out more of our content. Check out Matt talking about his team, the Denver Nuggets, level 5280. Look out for Noah getting ready for the World Series.